Have you ever wondered why some men in their 60s still radiate vitality, while others seem to fade with each passing year? What if the key to maintaining energy, confidence, and performance isn't found in expensive treatments, but right inside your kitchen? And what if just 3 simple vitamins could naturally unlock your body's full potential? Are you ready to find out which ones? Now picture this. You're in your 60s, still full of life with energy to spare. But when it comes to intimacy, things feel different. You're not alone. Countless men experience changes as they age, and it can feel frustrating. But here's the exciting part. There's a natural way to maintain your strength, confidence, and performance. And today, we're diving deep into 3 game-changing vitamins that could make a world of difference for you. You might even have them sitting in your kitchen right now. But here's the real question. Are you using them correctly? Stick with me until the very end, because we'll break down exactly how these simple nutrients can transform your life from the inside out. And hey, before we jump in, why not leave a comment below and tell me where you're watching from? Let's build a thriving community of men who are taking charge of their health, one step at a time. I'm Dr. Barbara, a men's health specialist with over 25 years of experience helping men over 60 reclaim their vitality naturally. I've worked with thousands of patients, from busy executives to retired veterans, and I've seen firsthand how the right nutritional approach can completely transform a man's life. Let me share something that happened in my practice just last month. A 67-year-old retired carpenter named Michael walked into my office looking defeated. Michael had been struggling with declining energy, poor circulation, and intimacy issues for over 2 years. He'd tried expensive supplements, medications that gave him side effects, and even considered invasive procedures. "Dr. Barbara," Michael said, slumped in the chair across from my desk. "I feel like I'm disappearing a little more each day. My energy's gone, my confidence is shot, and I can't perform the way I used to. I'm starting to think this is just what happens when you get old." Michael's words hit me hard because I've heard similar stories from hundreds of men over the years. The medical system had offered him complex solutions and expensive treatments, but nobody had explained the simple nutritional deficiencies that were at the root of his problems. What Michael didn't realize was that his body was crying out for 3 specific vitamins that most men over 60 are severely lacking. And the pharmaceutical industry doesn't want you to know about these natural solutions because they can't patent vitamins. 6 weeks later, Michael called me with excitement I hadn't heard in his voice since our first meeting. "Dr. Barbara," he said, "I can't believe something so simple could make such a difference. I feel like I got my life back. My energy is through the roof, my mind is sharp, and my wife and I are closer than we've been in years." Michael's transformation wasn't unusual. I've seen it dozens of times with men who discover the power of proper vitamin optimization. Because sometimes the most profound healing doesn't come from a pharmacy. It comes from giving your body the nutrients it's been desperately craving. The truth is, most men over 60 are walking around with multiple vitamin deficiencies and don't even know it. These deficiencies create a cascade of problems: poor circulation, low testosterone, decreased energy, cognitive decline, and sexual dysfunction. But when you address these deficiencies strategically, the improvements can be dramatic and rapid. All right, let's get started. It's time to uncover the hidden truth about aging and performance. Aging is a natural process, but it doesn't mean you have to slow down. Over time, testosterone levels decline, blood circulation becomes less efficient, and stress, it starts to take a bigger toll on your body. The result: lower energy, less stamina, and yes, a dip in sexual performance. But here's the good news. Nature has already given us powerful tools to fight back. With the right vitamins, you can improve blood flow, boost energy, and feel more like your younger self again. But before we dive into the specific vitamins, I want you to understand something crucial. The decline you're experiencing isn't inevitable, and it's not just about getting older. In many cases, it's about nutrient depletion that's been building up for decades. Our modern food system, stress levels, medication use, and lifestyle factors all contribute to vitamin deficiencies that become more pronounced as we age. Your body's ability to absorb and utilize nutrients decreases over time, while your need for these nutrients actually increases. This creates what I call the vitality gap, the difference between what your body needs to function optimally and what it's actually getting. And for most men over 60, this gap is huge. So, which vitamin should you focus on first? Let's dive in. Vitamin number 1, the sunshine boost for your blood flow, vitamin D. Imagine waking up feeling sluggish. Your body feels heavy. Your energy is low. You might chalk it up to aging, but what if the true culprit is something far simpler? A vitamin D deficiency. Let me tell you about Richard, a 63-year-old retired bank manager who came to me complaining of chronic fatigue and erectile dysfunction. Richard had been to multiple doctors, tried various medications, and spent thousands of dollars on treatments that provided only temporary relief. "Dr. Barbara," Richard said during our first consultation, "I feel like I'm living in a fog. I used to be sharp, energetic, and confident. Now I can barely get through the day without feeling exhausted, and my intimate life with my wife has practically disappeared." When I tested Richard's vitamin D levels, I discovered what I suspected. He was severely deficient, with levels less than half of what they should be. This single deficiency was contributing to multiple problems he was experiencing. Vitamin D, often called the sunshine vitamin, is naturally produced by your body when exposed to sunlight. Here's a shocking fact. More than 40% of adults over 60 have low levels of vitamin D, and during the colder winter months, that number climbs even higher. But here's what most people don't understand about vitamin D deficiency. It's not just about bone health. Vitamin D is actually a hormone precursor that affects virtually every system in your body, including your cardiovascular system, immune system, and reproductive system. Why does this matter? Because vitamin D plays a direct role in blood flow and circulation, two essential factors for maintaining strong, long-lasting erections. Here's how it works. Vitamin D helps your body produce nitric oxide, a powerful molecule that relaxes blood vessels and improves blood flow where you need it most. The science behind this is fascinating. Vitamin D receptors are found throughout your cardiovascular system, including in the cells that line your blood vessels. When vitamin D levels are optimal, these receptors help regulate the production of nitric oxide, which is essential for healthy blood vessel function. Nitric oxide is what allows your blood vessels to relax and dilate, permitting increased blood flow to all areas of your body, including your reproductive organs. Without adequate vitamin D, this process becomes impaired, leading to poor circulation and erectile dysfunction. And now that you understand the crucial role of vitamin D, you might be wondering what other vitamins can further boost your performance. As we just explored, improving blood circulation is key. When your blood flows more efficiently, it nourishes every part of your body, including the areas crucial for sexual function and performance. In fact, studies show that men with optimal vitamin D levels often experience stronger, longer-lasting erections and better overall sexual health. But here's the flip side. If you're not getting enough vitamin D, poor circulation can set in. The result? Weaker erections, low energy, and even potential cardiovascular problems. Richard experienced all of these problems. But within 6 weeks of optimizing his vitamin D levels, He reported dramatic improvements. "I feel like someone turned the lights back on," he told me. "My energy is back, my mind is clear, and my wife and I are intimate again for the first time in over a year." So, how can you naturally boost your vitamin D levels? Let's break it down. Get sunlight exposure. Aim to spend 15 to 20 minutes outdoors daily, preferably in the morning or late afternoon when the sun isn't too harsh. Let your skin soak up those rays. It's one of the easiest ways to naturally produce vitamin D. But here's the key: you need direct skin exposure, not through windows or heavy clothing. The optimal time for vitamin D synthesis is when the sun is at a 45-degree angle or higher in the sky. This typically occurs between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m., depending on your latitude and the season. However, for men over 60, skin production of vitamin D becomes less efficient, so sunlight alone may not be sufficient. Eat vitamin D-rich foods. Incorporate options like salmon, tuna, sardines, mushrooms, and fortified dairy products into your meals. Your plate can be a powerful ally in supporting your health. Fatty fish are particularly important because they contain vitamin D3, the most bioactive form of the vitamin. Consider supplements. If your lifestyle or location makes it tough to get enough sunlight or food sources, a high-quality vitamin D3 supplement can help. But remember, always check with your doctor before starting any new supplement regimen. For most men over 60, I recommend having your vitamin D blood levels tested before starting supplementation. The optimal range for vitamin D is between 50 to 80 nanograms per milliliter, but many men are operating at levels below 30 nanograms per milliliter, which is considered deficient. The payoff: many men report noticeable improvements in their energy levels, mood, and sexual performance after just a few weeks of maintaining proper vitamin D levels. Richard's story is just one example of what's possible when you address vitamin D deficiency. But vitamin D is just the beginning. Let's move on to the next powerhouse nutrient. Now, let's move on to the next powerhouse nutrient. Vitamin number 2, the energy igniter, vitamin B12. Have you ever woken up after a full night's sleep only to feel drained, sluggish, or mentally foggy? If so, you're not alone. Millions of men over 60 deal with these symptoms, and a common culprit is vitamin B12 deficiency. Let me introduce you to James, a 69-year-old retired teacher who came to me with complaints that sounded all too familiar. James had been experiencing chronic fatigue, brain fog, and declining sexual function for over a year. "Dr. Barbara," James explained, "I used to be sharp as a tack. I could teach all day, come home, and still have energy for my wife and my hobbies. Now I can barely make it through the morning without feeling exhausted. My doctor says it's just part of getting older, but I refuse to accept that." James's intuition was correct. When I tested his B12 levels, they were critically low. This single deficiency was responsible for the majority of his symptoms, and it's more common than most people realize. Vitamin B12 is absolutely essential for 3 key functions that directly impact your vitality and performance. Energy production. It helps your body convert food into usable energy, keeping fatigue and weakness at bay. B12 is crucial for the proper functioning of your mitochondria, the powerhouses of your cells that produce energy. Without adequate B12, your cells literally can't produce energy efficiently. Nerve function. B12 supports healthy nerve signaling, which is critical for proper muscle coordination and sensation. This includes the nerve pathways involved in sexual function and arousal. Many men don't realize that erectile dysfunction can be partly neurological, caused by poor nerve signaling due to B12 deficiency. Blood circulation. It aids in the production of red blood cells, ensuring that oxygen reaches every organ, including the reproductive system. B12 is essential for healthy red blood cell formation. Without it, you develop a condition called megaloblastic anemia, where your red blood cells are large but few in number, reducing your body's oxygen-carrying capacity. When your body lacks B12, here's what can happen: fatigue and low stamina. You may feel constantly drained even after resting. This isn't the normal tiredness you feel after a busy day. It's a deep cellular exhaustion that rest doesn't seem to cure. Weakened endurance. Less physical and sexual stamina can creep in. Many men notice that they can't perform physically the way they used to, whether in the gym or in the bedroom. Brain fog and poor focus. Trouble concentrating, forgetfulness, and mental sluggishness become more common. B12 deficiency can mimic early dementia symptoms, causing unnecessary worry and anxiety. Why does this happen? As we age, our bodies naturally absorb less B12 from food, making it harder to maintain adequate levels through diet alone. That's why B12 deficiency is so common among older adults. The absorption of B12 requires a complex process involving stomach acid and a protein called intrinsic factor. As we age, stomach acid production decreases and intrinsic factor production can become impaired. This means that even if you're eating B12-rich foods, your body may not be able to absorb and utilize the vitamin effectively. Additionally, many medications commonly prescribed to men over 60 can interfere with B12 absorption. Proton pump inhibitors for acid reflux, metformin for diabetes, and certain blood pressure medications can all reduce B12 absorption. James's case was particularly severe. His B12 levels were so low that I recommended B12 injections to bypass his impaired absorption system. Within 2 weeks of starting treatment, James reported significant improvements. "I can't believe the difference," James told me at his follow-up appointment. "It's like someone plugged me back in. My energy is back, my mind is clear, and I feel like myself again." How can you boost your B12 levels? Here's how. Eat more B12-rich foods. Prioritize lean meats, chicken, beef, turkey, eggs, dairy products, and seafood like salmon, shrimp, and clams. For vegetarians or vegans, seek out fortified foods. They're especially important. The challenge with food sources is that B12 is primarily found in animal products, and even then, the amounts can vary significantly. Organ meats like liver contain the highest concentrations, but most men aren't interested in eating liver regularly. Consider a B12 supplement or injection. If you're still struggling with low energy, a high-quality B12 supplement or, in more severe cases, B12 injections can help restore vitality in just a matter of weeks. For men over 60, I often recommend sublingual B12 supplements, tablets that dissolve under your tongue, because they bypass the digestive system and are absorbed directly into the bloodstream. This is particularly important for men with absorption issues. And now that you've learned how vitamin B12 can reignite your energy and stamina, are you curious about the third and final vitamin that can take your vitality even further? Stay with me. We're about to uncover it in the next section. James's transformation was remarkable, but it became even more dramatic when we optimized his other vitamin levels as well. The synergistic effect of addressing multiple deficiencies simultaneously often produces results that surprise even me. As we've just seen, vitamin B12 can reignite your energy and sharpen your focus. But the journey to optimal circulation and peak performance doesn't stop there. Now, let's move on to vitamin number 3, the ultimate circulation booster, vitamin E. Often referred to as the fertility vitamin, vitamin E is a powerhouse antioxidant that helps protect your body's cells from oxidative stress, one of the major contributors to aging, poor circulation, and declining sexual performance. Let me tell you about David, a 71-year-old retired engineer who came to me with a complex set of symptoms. David had been experiencing declining sexual function, poor circulation in his extremities, and what he described as feeling older than his years. "Dr. Barbara," David said, "I've always prided myself on staying in shape and eating well, but lately I feel like my body is betraying me. My circulation is poor, I get cold easily, and my intimate life with my wife has suffered significantly." When I evaluated David's nutritional status, I discovered that despite his generally healthy diet, he was deficient in vitamin E. This deficiency was contributing to oxidative stress throughout his cardiovascular system, accelerating the aging process and impairing his circulation. Here's why vitamin E is absolutely essential for men's health. Enhances blood circulation. Vitamin E helps keep your blood vessels flexible and healthy, ensuring strong, consistent blood flow throughout the body. This is crucial because poor circulation is one of the most common causes of erectile dysfunction. When blood flows freely, stronger and longer-lasting erections become much more achievable. Vitamin E works by protecting the endothelium, the inner lining of your blood vessels, from oxidative damage. When this lining is healthy, it produces nitric oxide efficiently and maintains the flexibility necessary for proper blood flow. Reduces inflammation. Chronic inflammation can silently damage your heart, arteries, and reproductive system over time. Vitamin E acts as a natural protector, helping to keep your cardiovascular system in peak condition while also supporting your overall wellness. The anti-inflammatory effects of vitamin E are particularly important for men over 60 because chronic inflammation is one of the primary drivers of cardiovascular disease and sexual dysfunction. By reducing inflammation, vitamin E helps maintain the health of your blood vessels and supports optimal circulation. Boosts testosterone production. Low testosterone levels can result in decreased libido, weaker erections, and lower energy levels. Vitamin E plays an important role in hormone regulation, helping to ensure that testosterone production remains strong as you age. Research has shown that vitamin E deficiency can impair testosterone synthesis in the testes. By ensuring adequate vitamin E levels, you're supporting your body's natural ability to produce this crucial hormone. David's case was particularly interesting because his symptoms improved dramatically once we addressed his vitamin E deficiency. Within 4 weeks of optimizing his vitamin E levels, he reported significant improvements in circulation, energy, and sexual function. "I feel like I turned back the clock 10 years, David told me. "My hands and feet aren't cold anymore. I have more energy throughout the day, and my wife and I are intimate again regularly." So, how can you naturally increase your vitamin E intake? Let's take a look. Snack on nuts and seeds. Almonds, sunflower seeds, and hazelnuts are packed with vitamin E and make for an easy, nutrient-rich snack you can enjoy any time of day. Just 1 ounce of sunflower seeds provides about 7.4 milligrams of vitamin E, which is nearly half the recommended daily intake. Use healthy oils. Drizzle extra virgin olive oil over salads, vegetables, or cooked meals to add a daily dose of vitamin E to your diet. Sunflower oil, safflower oil, and wheat germ oil are also excellent sources. Eat more leafy greens. Spinach, kale, and Swiss chard are excellent sources of vitamin E and also provide a wealth of antioxidants and fiber to further support your overall health. It's important to note that many men overlook the significance of vitamin E, but even a mild deficiency can lead to poor circulation, weaker erections, and reduced sexual performance. So why wait? Start incorporating these foods into your diet today to help keep your body functioning at its best. The beauty of vitamin E is that it works synergistically with other nutrients, particularly vitamin C and selenium, to provide even greater antioxidant protection. This is why a comprehensive approach to nutrition is so important for optimal health. But here's the thing: vitamins alone aren't the entire solution. They work best when combined with the right healthy lifestyle habits. Let's explore the complete winning formula for men over 60. Because if you truly want to optimize your circulation, testosterone levels, and overall vitality, it takes more than just a few supplements. The men who experience the most dramatic transformations are those who address their vitamin deficiencies while also implementing healthy lifestyle practices that support their overall well-being. As we've just covered, vitamins play a powerful role. But to truly unlock your best results, you need to pair them with the right lifestyle habits. Here's exactly what to focus on to boost your circulation, testosterone levels, and overall vitality. Exercise regularly. Even light activities such as walking, swimming, or practicing yoga can do wonders. These movements help improve circulation, strengthen your muscles, and naturally support testosterone production. Consistency is key. Your body thrives when you stay active. The research on exercise and male vitality is overwhelming. Regular physical activity increases nitric oxide production, improves insulin sensitivity, reduces inflammation, and naturally boosts testosterone levels. For men over 60, resistance training is particularly important for maintaining muscle mass and bone density. I always tell my patients that exercise is like a miracle drug for aging men. It addresses multiple systems simultaneously and provides benefits that no pill can replicate. Manage stress effectively. Chronic stress leads to elevated cortisol levels, which can wreak havoc on your body. High cortisol lowers testosterone, disrupts sleep, and diminishes libido. But here's the good news: you can fight back. Incorporate meditation, deep breathing exercises, or any activity that brings you genuine joy and relaxation. The more you manage your stress, the better your hormones and your overall well-being will respond. Stress management isn't just about feeling better mentally. It's about protecting your physical health and vitality. Chronic stress creates a cascade of hormonal imbalances that accelerate aging and impair sexual function. By implementing stress management techniques, you're not just improving your quality of life, you're actively protecting your masculinity and vitality. Prioritize sleep. Sleep is when your body repairs itself and produces testosterone. Without it, you risk fatigue, reduced energy, and a noticeable decline in sexual performance. Aim for at least 7 to 8 hours of quality rest each night. Protect your sleep like you would any other part of your health routine, because it is just that important. Most men underestimate the importance of sleep for hormonal health. Testosterone production occurs primarily during deep sleep, and sleep deprivation can reduce testosterone levels by 10 to 15% in just 1 week. Sleep quality becomes even more important as we age because our sleep architecture changes, and we spend less time in the deep sleep stages that are crucial for hormone production and cellular repair. By combining proper nutrition, regular exercise, stress management, and rest, you won't just maintain strength and confidence. You'll begin to feel younger, more energetic, and ready for anything life throws your way. The men in my practice who implement all of these strategies simultaneously often experience transformations that seem almost miraculous. They're not just addressing symptoms, they're restoring their bodies to optimal function. Let me share one final success story that illustrates the power of this comprehensive approach. Robert, a 65-year-old retired pilot, came to me with multiple issues: low energy, poor circulation, erectile dysfunction, and declining cognitive function. Dr. Barbara, Robert said, I feel like I'm falling apart piece by piece. I used to be sharp, energetic, and confident. Now I feel like a shadow of my former self. We discovered that Robert had deficiencies in all 3 vitamins we've discussed today, plus several lifestyle factors that were contributing to his decline. Over the course of 3 months, we systematically addressed each issue. We optimized his vitamin D levels through supplementation and increased sun exposure. We corrected his B12 deficiency with injections followed by high-dose oral supplements. We addressed his vitamin E deficiency through dietary changes and supplementation. We implemented a progressive exercise program tailored to his fitness level. We taught him stress management techniques that he could use daily. We improved his sleep hygiene and addressed factors that were disrupting his rest. The results were remarkable. Within 6 weeks, Robert reported significant improvements in energy and mental clarity. By 3 months, his circulation had improved dramatically, his sexual function was restored, and he felt more vital than he had in years. I feel like I got my life back, Robert told me at his final visit. I never thought I could feel this good again at my age. Final thoughts. Take action today. By now, you've learned the 3 essential vitamins that can truly transform your vitality. Vitamin D for better blood flow, vitamin B12 for energy and endurance, and vitamin E for circulation and testosterone support. But remember, knowledge alone isn't enough. It's the action you take that makes the difference. The men who experience the most dramatic improvements are those who commit to implementing these strategies consistently and comprehensively. You don't have to accept decline as inevitable. You don't have to settle for feeling like a shadow of your former self. With the right approach, you can restore your vitality, reclaim your confidence, and feel more like yourself again. Your body has an incredible capacity for healing and regeneration, even after decades of suboptimal nutrition and lifestyle habits. But it needs the right raw materials and the right environment to work its magic. The 3 vitamins we've discussed today are not optional nutrients. They're essential building blocks for male vitality and health. When you optimize these nutrients and support them with healthy lifestyle practices, you're giving your body everything it needs to function at its best. So here's your challenge. Which of these vitamins do you need to focus on first? Drop a comment below and let me know. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more expert-backed tips coming your way. And hey, if you made it all the way to the end, type "I stayed until the end" in the comments, so I know you're serious about taking control of your health. Remember, you're not alone in this journey. Thousands of men have walked this path before you and have reclaimed their vitality and confidence. You can too. Thanks for watching and stay tuned because in the next video, we'll dive even deeper into powerful strategies to help you optimize your health after 60. You won't want to miss it.